I am happy to be here today, and the topic which I'll be discussing briefly is about mastering the essential of land ownership. We all believe that everybody wants to have a roof over his or her head, especially in urban area like Lagos. You know, Lagos is very small, and percentage of the land mass is covered by water, and the percentage that is left for development also is what all of us, the migrants, the people that live in Lagos, want us. That is where all of us want to buy land and put our head. This is something that many people don't know, and this has led so many people into problem of land grabbers, problems of the landowners, even government problem too, because we don't know the policies or regulation guiding what we are doing. That is why the Cable Plus property is coming on to educate us on what we need to know, what are the essentials of land ownership. At the end of this discussion, participants will be able to understand what is land ownership. We want to understand also what are the type of ownership we can have on land. Also, we want to know what are the steps you need to take before you can own a land, because you can say this land belongs to me. At the end of the discussion also, I want to caution every one of us that if you hear something different from, or if you hear something different from what you have been doing, or someone has done for you, please don't go back to go and confront that person. Maybe your vendor that you have engaged in doing one thing or the other about your land. Don't go back to go and what? To go and confront him. We are just trying to let you to learn and unlearn and to relearn. So whatever are your challenges, endeavor to what? To chat us, we're able to put you through free of charge. Then having said this, let us go straight to why we are here. Like I said, mastering the essential of land ownership. What is land ownership? You see, when you say somebody, this land belongs to me, it is my right, it's my own. Before you can say something belongs to you, it means that you have every right on that land, every legal right to use that land. That is one. You have every right again to control that land. You have every right again to transfer that piece of land to anybody. So you as also you have the ability to build on that land. You can build on the land, you can farm on the land, you can even decide to sell that land. So that means that that land belongs to you. You can use it for anything like I've just mentioned. It belongs to you. However, you need to know the type of land ownership. We have said it now that before you can say this land belongs to me, it means that you have every right to do anything on that land. Either you want to give it out, you want to sell it, you want to build on it, you want to do so many things on it. It means that that land belongs to you. Nobody is querying the ownership. But one thing we need to do, we need to know is that there are two types of ownership on the land itself. You can own the land in perpetuity, that is freehold. Nobody is questioning you. Nobody is telling you why do you have this land. Nobody is querying you. That land is free. We call it freehold. That is one of the ownership you can have on the land. That is, you own the land, and any building on it, it is your own. You can transfer it to anybody. That is freehold ownership. Another type of land ownership is what we refer to as leasehold. Yes, this one at a fixed period of time. It has a fixed period of time where you can own that land. It could be 99 years, it could be 25 years, depending on the agreement between you and the owner of that land. You see, you can hold the land for a period of time, specific period of time. Then once that time elapses, so you need to do what? To renew the land, or you give back the land to the owner, depending on the arrangement or the agreement that both of you put in place. Now, what are the steps you need to follow before you can say this land belongs to me? Many people don't understand this, like I said during my introduction, that the science between buying land, the science between doing this, building on the land, constructing on the land, many people don't know, because people believe that I can just come to anywhere, buy land, and continue to develop. There are so many things behind buying the land, developing the land, or even constructing the land, or doing anything on the land. And that is why you must know the steps that you have to follow before you can say this land belongs to me. However, look for the land, because if you want to buy land now, you are interested, because like I said, everybody want to have a roof over his or her head in Lagos. I want to have a roof, I want to have a room, I want to have somewhere I can say this is my home. And before you do that, definitely you have the intention that, okay, I want to get a land that I can use for one thing or the other. So it means that you need to search, you need to look for the land that will meet your what? Your purpose. Purpose, you need to look for the land in that location that you wanted. Then you should be talking of what is the size of the land I really needed. That is the reason why some people don't know. They just tell, I need a land. And sometimes the seller now may decide that, oh, come and buy this land. What is the size of the land? Oh, this land is half a plot. Oh, the size is pieces. I don't know. Those are some of the times we have been hearing from people saying, this is a piece of land, this one is half plot, this one is pieces, and some other things like that. People, the buyer, they don't even know. The prospective buyer, the prospective land owner, they don't even know what is the size, the normal size of plots that one can buy for development, because everything is guided by rule and standard. So now you have the purpose for buying the land. It's in your mind. You should know the size of that land you want to buy, and you should even know, why do I need to buy that land? Which location do I want to buy the land? So in other words, you need to visit that land it yourself. If somebody told you that there is a land somewhere, either you engage a professional that can help you to do this, or you want to go there yourself and investigate and look at that land to ensure that that land is what? Is feasible. Because there are so many land that people will advertise for you on TV, on radio channel, on anywhere, that, oh, this land is there. You have not gone there. They only show you the 3D view of that land they are telling you they are selling. So you need to first of all go there and see if that land is what? Is available. If that land is in existence, because there are so many land that can be advertised that you cannot get on land, on the ground. Then, after you know the purpose, you have looked at the land, you have seen the land, you are interested in the land. Don't commit that fund first. The next thing you need to do is that you need to conduct due diligence. What do I mean? You see, you need to verify the ownership of the land. Like I've just said, you have different type of ownership, and it could be freehold, it could be leasehold. But you need to first of all verify who owns that land. Because for every land, there is always an history. There is history of ownership on that land. There is no land you want to buy that has no history, unless you want to close your ear or you want to close your mind that you don't want to know anything about the history. You have just believed on the person that is telling it to you. The person that is telling you that this is the land, this is the land, unless you want to close your eyes. For every land, there is always history. So you have to first of all know who owns that land. The land, if the land is registered, you must know, because the only ministry in Lagos that are the custodian of land information, land title document, is land bureau. You can go there to verify whether that land they want to sell to you is registered or not registered. So that will be the first thing you need to do, verify who owns the land. Even if the land is not registered this time around, it could be from one family or the other, which of course you need to intensify effort. You know, to let them know that, okay, which land now? Who owns this land? Is it owned by family? Is it owned by government? Is it owned by a corporate organization? Is it owned by land vendor, and so on? So you need to first of all verify that the ownership of that land. Who owns that land? Who is the first person that owns that land? That will be the first thing you need to know. So for you to be able to understand that that person that is advertising, that person that wants to sell that land to you is the right owner of that piece of land. Another thing is this: it is not every land that we can develop in land with what? The operative master plan. There's something we call operative development master plan, ODP. That is the master plan that is prepared for every area in the state. We have the master plan, we have the model city plan, we have so many plans we have. You need to first of all find out. And that was why I introduced my office, that office within the Lagos State government is the office that is in charge of what? Land information. You need to first of all verify, oh, this land I want to buy, is this land meant for what I want to use it for? That is, what I'm not trying to say is that you could have the intention of using this land for industrial development, whereas that land has been zoned, has been earmarked for residential development. No, there won't be any conflict in the use of the land. We have residential, different type of uses, residential, commercial, industrial, and so on and so forth. So by the time you now understand the land you want to buy, you know the zone to which that land is put, it is then you can now say that, okay, it meets that land, the purpose to use that land for definitely means my own intention, it means my purpose. So it is then you can now say, yes, that's another thing you have find out. You see, we won't get this information sometimes, because the question anybody will want to ask me is that, okay, if you're not telling me that I have to find out the information about the land I've not gotten any document from, yes, you can get information. Why? How? You see, if the rightful owner, the person that wants to sell to you, you can demand, it is your right to demand for whatever document that person that is selling it for you has on that land. What document are you having that will tell me that this land is really your own? That is, you have interest. It's not even the land we are buying. Let me just create an impression. It is not the land we are buying. It is the interest on the land that person is transferring to you. Many people have bought land in a way that, you see, when talk of interest on land, if you don't know that the interest the person is having on land, the interest the person is selling to you, if you don't have that interest, if you don't know the interest, so it is possible for you to buy land that has almost expired. For example, if the land is leasehold land, that is a specific period of time that land will expire, that the land will go back to the owner, the original owner, based on the fact that it is leasehold. For example, the land selling, the interest that person is selling to you on that land, it has only 25 years on that land. The interest demand is having 5 years for that thing to expire, and the bank is not selling it to you. You don't know because you have not done due diligence on it to confirm, and you now bought the land. Having bought the land, you now discover that you only use that land for a period of 5 years, and now they are not telling you that the interest on that land has expired. So if you fail to do the due diligence, that is where you have the problem, because the land is there, but the interest on that land is what is exchanging hand, is what the first person or that person that is selling is transferring to you. Then come back to what I'm saying. Yeah, we want to confirm the land is here, is open. Demand for the previous document they have on it for you to make further inquiry on the land. Yes, if there is no any document, we want to know whether the land is free from government acquisition or is within the area that is zoned for the purpose or your intention of buying that land. Yes, you can take a surveyor there. Take the surveyor, let the surveyor use his GPS to pick the coordinate of that land for further information on the land. Or better still, there is something you can still refer to where at the survey office where you refer to as charting information. You can still get information about that land for you to determine whether this is the land I want to buy or this land is okay for me or not. You need to also check if the land is even free from government acquisition. Yes, I've just mentioned it, that verify the ownership of the land, determine the use to which that land is put, then find out if that land is within government acquisition. Because it is not every land that is free. So once the land is not free, you definitely know that it is no-go area. But once the land is free, yes, that is the pass mark. Oh, it's not within any government encumbrances. It is free. Oh, it is not within proposed road. It is free. Oh, it is not within, it is not under high tension power line. Fine. Oh, it is not within the corridor of rail. Fine. Oh, it is not within canal. You know, those are the things you can see physically. So if that thing is not there, because it is one thing for government land, for land to be free, it's another thing for government for one to use that land for residential development or for your intention. But if you now discover any natural obstacle that will not make that land to be what? To be developable, the land within the canal, you cannot develop it. The land within the road alignment, you cannot develop it. The land under high tension line, you cannot develop it. The land that is very close to maybe water body, you cannot develop it. So there are some standards that you need to make. So you need, first of all, to verify. Some people have bought land that they cannot develop, that they cannot use it because of all these natural things we are referring to. They will tell them, oh, this power line will be removed. Oh, don't worry, we are working on it. No, let that power line be removed. Because if that power line is not removed, it means that if government is requiring for certain numbers of meters that you need to set back from that land, so it will be taken from that land you have paid for. So before you buy the land, establish all what I've just mentioned. Now, the next thing you have to do after you have seen that, oh, this land is correct based on what I've just mentioned, the next thing you need to do before you can say I'm owning this land is that you need to carry out a survey. A survey plan is that plan prepared by a surveyor, a registered surveyor, underline registered, not just ordinary surveyor. A registered surveyor that is registered to practice. So it is that survey, you now call that surveyor to come and do the survey plan for you. What the surveyor will do is that a surveyor will tell you the size of that land. Sometimes the vendor may want to tell you that, oh, this land is maybe a full plot of land. A full plot of land. You have not confirmed. You don't even know. Now, let your surveyor come there to come and survey the land. So the surveyor will tell you the exact size of the land. It will come out, the surveyed plan that the surveyor will give you will show the what? Will show the shape of that land. The shape of the land will be known. The area of the land will be known. At the same time, where that land is located also will be known. So the survey plan that surveyor is giving to you will definitely show you those things I've just mentioned. Not only that, we have to be very careful because we have quack surveyors all around. A quack surveyor can tell you that, oh, by the time I want to do this survey for you, you ensure that by the time the survey, even that survey, by the time the survey is done, ensure that that survey is properly lodged. That is, a copy of that survey is properly lodged with Surveyor General's office. That is, for you to have a record copy. So ensure that you obtain a record copy, that is a copy of lodgement that is showing you that the surveyor has properly lodged in that document. The survey plan he has done, he has properly lodged it with the state, Surveyor General's office, and the evidence must be given to you. If this is not done, it now becomes a problem. Problem in the sense that if you want to do further transaction on that land, you will find it difficult to do, because once that land has been done, once the survey has been done and has been registered, so in future you may decide that you want to process maybe your CFO, or you want to obtain any document on that land, and there's no way you can obtain anything on that land without showing your survey plan. So survey plan is very, very important. So for some of us that will believe that having bought the land, there's no need for me to do the survey plan, let me just go to the land and be developing it. No, because anything can happen in future. If anything happen in future and you are asked to show your survey plan, you are asked to show your document, you are asked to show something that relates your interest with that land. If you don't have anything to show, the other person that is having something to show will definitely take over the land. So that is why it is very, very important for you to do your survey plan. Then another thing is that there is one problem that is happening now, and that problem is the problem of factorization. What do I mean by factorization? You see, you discover that survey plan that have been done maybe some years back, and you want to use that thing to do certain thing now, maybe to obtain certain thing on the government. They will tell you that that survey plan does not, it's not sitting well, it's not okay, it's not this, it's falling on another property. Yes, because of the new thing. Definitely there will always be development. Development is taking place every time. Technology is coming up every time. So, and that is why that survey you have done before, if you're not doing any survey for you now, if you don't meet a registered surveyor, you could also fall into that problem. So ensure that that type of something is done, because for every survey you do, survey is the bedrock of whatever transaction you want to do on the land. So ensure that that survey is properly done. And when it is done, then it is then you have the free man. Another problem you need to have is that whenever they are doing that survey for you, ensure that your name is properly written on it. For example, if a couple is owning a piece of land, ensure that the name of the couple are properly written fully on the land. For example, if I don't put it as, for example, now I want to write in my name, maybe I own a land with my wife and I want to put it Mr. and Mrs. Okuniyi. No, because Mrs. Okuniyi can become another person in future. So ensure that you put Mr. Musa Okuniyi and Mrs. Alex Okuniyi, whatever, put the name in full, so that it will definitely mean that both of you are owning that land. I hope that is clear. So it is very, because that mistake is always being done because of the interest, because of the law. Just write Mr. and so there, it belongs to me, nobody will claim it. No, sometimes in future it will affect you. So it is important that you do that right thing now. So use correct name when you are doing your survey. You understand? Then this survey also will prevent you that the dispute, because if you don't have this survey plan and you're saying this is my land, your neighbor, so your neighbor could tamper, could encroach on that your land. So when he encroaches on the land and you don't have any proof to say that this is my land, that means that whatever he has encroached upon has gone. So it is better for you that immediately you are making that payment for the land, ensure that you do the survey plan. Having said that, there is need for you to do what we refer to as legal documentation. You need to document that land. So when you are documenting this, that is when you now bring in a lawyer. A lawyer will come to do the agreement, writing the deed of assignment, writing the deed of gift if that thing is given to you, or writing the deed of the consent or whatever. Because let me just tell you that, you see, you can only obtain certificate of occupancy on any land that is free, that has not gotten a registered title before. So if your land is free and it has not gotten any registered title with the government, then when you want to process your title document, you will be given certificate of occupancy, which is referred to as C of O. But if that registration, if that land has been registered before, the only title you obtain on it is the consent. So that consent is what will continue. If number one, the first person obtained C of O, then the second person haven't sold it to the second person, that second person will only obtain consent. The third person also will obtain consent just like that. So you get title, get your land registered. Once your land is registered, yes, with government, that means that you have the evidence that, okay, this my land is there. So if you want to sell that land, it is the interest you are having on that land that you can sell. Because I cannot just say I want to sell a land now, and somebody is asking me, how do you get to this land? Oh, it's my daddy that gave me. Okay, show me the evidence. Give me the document that this thing was given to you by your dad. You are just now looking. I want me to buy. No, you may not buy. Even if somebody is even buying for you, is buying at risk. So you ensure that that thing is there. So now, once that has been done, you have registered your title, you have done the survey plan, you have checked the land is okay. That is then you can now say that, yes, this is the land I am owning. You have your land, you are rest assured that this land belongs to me, and you can do anything on the land. You can sell, you can transfer, you can give to anybody, you can build on it. It tells me that that is the essential things you must have before you can say this land belongs to me. So many people, some people have wrong, that have mistakenly bought land that they fail to do all what we have just mentioned. All they just do is just for them to go to the land and start developing. Then what are some of the challenges now? And you want to buy land, what are some of the challenges that you are likely to encounter? Yes, you have to be very careful, because the land that you can be scammed, because the land that you are selling to you, you don't even know who owns the land. If you don't do the due diligence on it, you can be scammed. You understand now? I've mentioned problem of factorization also is a problem. Now, ensure that whenever they do that survey for you, it is properly factorized. Then the use of name. I mentioned some of the use of name. Ensure that you have the full name of the person that owns that property. The error in the survey plan too also, because once the survey plan is done for you, it is the right of your surveyor to give you that copy for you to look at it properly before that thing is registered. Then avoid using quack surveyor. Then dispute over the land can only be rectified when you have your survey plan with you. So that is just what we need to discuss now when we are talking of issue of essential to land now. That is, this land belongs to me. Those are some of the things you need to do. But having done that, the question now that you want to start developing this land. So before you start developing this land, other things we need to follow. Who are the people that will be engaged? Who are the people that will do this? Who will do this? Who will do that? So definitely the next time we shall be meeting, we'll be discussing on who are the professionals that are required in the construction of a building. What are the things we need to do before we establish, this building, I want to put this building in line. So we'll be discussing that on this channel. I don't know the time, but like I said, that this program will be coming up 3rd Sunday of every month around this time also. So by time we'll be discussing on, how do I obtain my planning permit? Once I obtain my planning permit, how do I start with the construction so that I will not, violate the standard, the regulation of the land. So that is what we have today. So now that we have learned about all the government learned about government regulations and policy, because that is what this channel will be teaching us. This channel will be putting us through on what are the government regulations and what are the government policies on land, and that is exactly what Cable Plus Property is trying to educate us free of charge. So if you have any question, please ask question. If you cannot ask question now, the number is there. You can ask question. We're able to give you. But like I've just said, now that you have heard of this thing, so it's not left for you to go and cross-check the survey plan you are having with you. To go and cross-check that title you are having with you. Maybe within the title, it is written there, freehold. Maybe it will expire within the period of time, which of course you don't know. You thought you were having a deed of agreement or a deed of gifts or a deed of anything, because that is exactly what you will use to show in future. So once you have this, it's now left for you now to go through what I've just mentioned to know whether you have done the thing right or you have done it wrongly. But this discussion does not mean you have to go back and meet your vendor and query your vendor, why do you need to do this for me? But it's just for us to sharpen your horizon, to sharpen our mind, to open our eyes to what we don't know before. There are some things now that I've just mentioned that I've never heard before. There are some things now that you even know that I don't know. So that is why this program is for us to discuss, to share our opinion, to share our view, to discuss so that we can be able to see what we are left with. So, and that is why this program is on. Now, I've spent like 30 minutes. So the 30 minutes now that is left, will be left for question and answer. But on this note, I want to welcome you very well. I want to thank you, sincerely appreciate the fact that you have taken your time to come and listen to whatever we have for you. And whatever we are saying now, I would just implore every one of us, to share this with others so that others also will learn from this thing, because we want a situation whereby we have a very clean environment, because our environment is very, very important to us. We want to maintain, we want to guide our environment. We want to stop the building collapses everywhere. So we want to stop it. We want to ensure that things are done in the right way. Yeah, it is true. You may not know. Some of us will know that we want to, what can government do? You understand now? But some of us, sincerely, we don't know. And because we don't know, that is why we are trying to bring up this program for us, for each and every one of us to be able to benefit, to know your rights, to know what you should do, and to know what you cannot do. So, having said this, the floor is open for any one of us that want to ask questions. So you can ask questions, you can send your question now, you can even send it as a text message, we answer to you. But you have anything you do want to say, you want professional, because it is important. From what I've just said now, you now discover that it is important for you to have a professional, at hand that will guide you through in whatever you are doing. If you look at what I've just mentioned now, you will discover that I've just mentioned, from what I've just said, at least I've mentioned like 4 professionals. 1, I've mentioned a surveyor. Surveyor is very important. A town planner also is very, very important for every dealings you are doing on land. Without town planner, you are missing yourself. So engage the service of professionals. Engage the service of professionals, surveyor, town planners, a lawyer, because lawyer also will definitely look at the agreement is preparing for you. You look at that one, because lawyer will tell you if the agreement is wrong. We have seen so many people that will feel that somebody can just write it for me. Somebody just go and take somebody's agreement. You don't want to pay, just go and take someone's agreement. You copy word for word, not knowing the nitty-gritty of whatever is written from that thing you are copying. So that is mean that you need to engage the service of professional. Another professional I mentioned the real estate. Somebody that have gone to school to read something pertaining to estate. So they too can be of help. You understand now? So having said this, let us give our time for us to ask questions or areas where you want us to shed more light on. Thank you very much for hearing, and thank you very much for listening to me.